Lord said, confession good for the soul. So right now,
all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. And shot call to be known with them niggas letting shots off. Either that or the right hand to the top dog. Funny how we see vanity, not the lives lost. Can't be focused on a life that's hopeless. Out there pumping, not knowing the Lord will kill you for that hocus pocus. Used to roll with niggas that cook dope with weaponry. Same ones claim they love you, I had your life in jeopardy. And I know my mother wants success for me, but that G should take a girl straight to ecstasy. Remember running with bruh, even though we did the wrong thing. My life would've been a lot different if I fell up under Rob's wing. Was too sincere for a wicked game. Shame the Lord's name, now we afflicted with pain. All I ever wanted was to be respected by stand-up niggas, not knowing that them handcuffs custom made the face. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. I ain't lying, I was close to dying. Knew I wanted to live, but I wasn't trying. I was defiant, not knowing that this ain't how we live. This just how they design it. Cause when you in them streets, you get more endemic. They don't tell you gon' be on papers and on restrictions. My father said a hard head'll make a soft ass. I didn't care, I wanted fear when I walked past. In a place where a black man's blood is cheap, I thank the Lord for the day I was on Lake Street. Pissing in the cup, back and forth to court. Flown to DC school, I swear it felt like I cried on that fucking porch. The Lord said, my sheep, they ain't hear my voice. Asked me why I'm UPK, I told them I ain't have a choice. They said God ain't 50-50 and what's gonna come to pass. The Lord called me out the world and I started running fast. All I wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. Go ahead. All I wanted was to be a gangster. Isupk until it hit the fan. I want power and a throne, nigga, fuck them grams. All I wanted was to be a gangster, but I was real as a righteous man. And now got the upper hand, gotta promote this brand. Correct whole multitudes until they all understand. If I can't get that crown, Lord, then put me in the hands of someone more mighty, make me this hit man. Reminiscing on the pain that was felt. Shit, I was in the jam. Shit, I needed help. But Swan was locked up and the judge put man on the shelf. Heavy crying cause it felt like I was left by myself. All I wanted was to impress niggas with my grinding. Now I ain't trying to prove shit to nobody but Muhammad. Cause most these niggas lie, pump smoke. One time for the most high, he made me a cutthroat. Cause all I ever wanted was to smash my opponents. Stacking cash, not knowing it wouldn't last. Dear God, I hope you accept my atonement. Cause all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster.
Shalom Israel, with Isupk, start off 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. Started off 1969, where we teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians make up the 12 tribes of Israel. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. If you're not under Commanding General Yohana, Isupk, you're not of the truth. So, Officer Qadash here Friday night. I know people getting off work, man, you know, enjoying themselves. Get into class, Isupk.com. Lashawan Qadash class, South Carolina. This is the Lashawan Qadash class, and what is we're teaching the Hebrew and the Assyrian Hebrew. You know, it's 2 types of Hebrews, but they basically have similarities. One we use in captivity, the Assyrian Hebrew, and of course the Paleo Hebrew is the mother of it all. You know, we got in captivity and we learned some different characters, and that's really all it really is. They kind of force those characters on her, and that's what you see here when you see this Abba Gada Hawazaka Tayakala Manasa Ipataza Kwarashata. You see that looks like a little more like a sort of a Assyrian chicken scratch sort of. And we're going to illustrate it on the board what we're trying to do here tonight in South Carolina. And then, of course, that's the Syrian. Before I do that, we have the Paleo Hebrew. Still waiting for the class to be posted here. The Paleo Hebrew, it's the original characters, and they're sort of straightforward. I mean, you can see them, Abba, the A, it looks as just a sideways A, and the B looks sort of like a B upside down. The Ga, the Da is where we get the word David uses his name, a triangle, Dawada. So it has some real understanding. And we're going to go through these understandings tonight here. Ha, Wa, Za. The Z looks like a Za, and we're going to show you because the consistency of doing them again and again and again, and understanding how many characters, how many vowels, so that it come to your mind. The consistency is how you learn. And before you know it, you're talking and speaking in Hebrew. You know, at least you're writing in Hebrew or reading in Hebrew, and that's what you want to understand. You want to be able to understand the Bible and what we learn in Hebrew when we read out of the Tanakh in Hebrew, okay? And then, of course, you have Ta, looks like a shield, you know, Ta, and then you have a Ya, a little laid down Z there, Ka. You know, if you look very closely here, you can see some similarities and understanding with what the English nomenclature or whatever it is, because this Abagada, Hawazaka, you know, the Most High formed that for us, you know. Zaka Manasa Ipatazakwarashata. So, see, Shar has the class posted here. And as we wait for more people to join in, we're letting you know that we teach the Hebrew in this entirety. We go from, you know, small basic things to a little bit higher understanding, like prepositions. We have tenses, you know, how we use the tenses. We just like you use in regular English, like you have past tense, present tense, and future tense. We use those. Not all the time, but we can't do everything in one night. But tonight we're going to recognize a few of these, what you would call them alphabet. I'm Officer Qadash teaching the class in Hebrew, showing you that the Hebrew teaches you how to even spell your name, or what your name is used for, and how the higher up officers come up, and the generals, of course, come up with your name in the Hebrew. And so that's what we're out. It looks like we have some people checking in the class here. We have Mikey. Glad to have you in class, Mike. Mikey, you know, we're going to show you. Last week we did the 12 tribes of Israel. I might go back over the last few. I think it was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 4 of them, and I might go over them. I might. We'll get into that, but I kind of want to introduce the class to you and let you know. I know sometimes people some people at work, some people at home taking care of things. So we'll go slow on it because the way you learn Hebrew, you're not going to learn anything unless you learn this chart here. You know, you can talk all day. So that's why I'm trying to break the chart down for you tonight just a little bit so you can have some understanding of understanding Hebrew. The title, I think it was Understanding Hebrew, Understanding the Basic Hebrew. You know, I think that's what it was. But if you pay attention to all of these characters, you know, in the Paleo and of course in the Syrian, you'll see some similarities to them in in both, you know. But you got to understand what you're looking at when you see Paleo Hebrew and Assyrian Hebrew. You got to understand that. That makes it different. Like we have somebody checking in, some more people. A young man, Kazayo, Centerville, Shalom, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatah, checking in from Centerville, Virginia. Young man, first thing I'm going to do, young man Kazayo, let's do, where you from? Tell me where you from. Type it in the chat, you know, and what you, you know, are you in the class? Are you in the class here? Because this is how we want to spell Yahweh. Yahweh. Okay? Just let me know. Just tell me as you check in. Just tell me, you know, where you. Just tell me where you're from, or I guess you're from Virginia. Just tell me what class are you attending up there in Virginia. And it's okay. You can attend class down here, but just put an H on the end of Yahweh. That's like you have Yahweh Shai. You know, we'll show you that. Since you're doing that, I'm just trying to correct you just a little bit, okay? Officer Kazakshi's partner is trying to help you, man. Yahweh Shai is Christ. Okay? And this is, of course, is the Most High. All right? Just getting you to understand that. And you want to say, if you understand that, young man, Kazayo, I think that's what it is, just say K-A-N, Khan. Or La'ah, yes. I mean, La'ah, no. Born, raised, D.C., living in Virginia 9 years, in D.C. camp under Captain. All right, hell yeah, shit. Up for that, brother. Under Captain Mashak. All right. Mashak, okay, good. I got it now. But just put that Yahweh, put that H on there. Yahweh. Okay, glad to have you in class, man. Good. Appreciate that. And we're going to go over some characters here, and we're going to go over some understanding here in South Carolina where we teach the Hebrew from the chart here. We're going to show you while we're here. Let's see. How many characters, I know if you guys remember, how many characters are there in the Hebrew? You know, how many? Let's see what you got here. I appreciate that. And see, that lets me know right there, man, you a true soldier. I don't know what rank you are or whatever, but that's all you say, Khan, so that's good. That's good. And you. Now, what I want you to do, what I want everybody in the chat to do, put that right there. Everybody in the chat to do, Slocky, is answer this question for me. How many characters are there in Hebrew? Always trying to preface the class or start it out by going over some basics, so we go over and over again, repetition, over and over and over again, so we'll understand what we're doing. So let me know. Tell me, how many characters are there in Hebrew? In other words, I'm asking, I know when I say Abba Gada, that's the chart over there that we're looking at right here. When we say Abba Gada, Hawazaka, Tayakala Manasa Ibatazakwar Shaka. When we go over there, how many? Let's see what you got. Let's see what the young man, let's see. Somebody. Young man, 22. Hell yeah, 22. Clap it up for that brother. Shit. Hell yeah, clap it up in class for him, yeah. Exactly right, man. He said 22, exactly right. Because 22 characters, you got to know, they ain't 23, they ain't 21, they're not 10, 11, 12. There's 22 characters, and they sound like I just pronounced them. And I'm going to ask another question. Let's see. Abba Gada, Hawazakataya Kalamanasa. Okay, then you go I, Pa, Taza, Kwarashata. Okay, so there are 22 characters in Hebrew. And let's see. Yeah, that's right. And we normally say, and you can say 22, yeah, you can do that. But we normally say that 22 in both, but what are those other 5? And you're right, there are 27, but let's differentiate, okay? So what are those, since we're up there, that's 27, he's right. So there's 22, okay, and there's 27. So what are the 5? There's 5 there, you're saying. There's a difference. Because I like to say in class, there's 22 on both. But there's some characters there that you add to it to make 27. So, this is what we'll do. Tell me, what are they? You don't have to tell, well, I'll go over them. Or unless you don't have to type in what they are, just tell me what they are called. That's what I want to know. So that's and what you're doing, bro, is for the admonition of the rest of the class. You letting the other class know that you know, and then you helping them out by participating. I appreciate that. End the word. There you go. End the word. He's right. Clap up for this brother. See, this brother, he got it going on, man. Clap it up for this brother. Yeah. He said that. Well, then that's what I want. That's what I want to hear. He said that these is the end of word characters in Hebrew. And we're going to go over that today. We're going to show you a little bit. We're going to go over the basics here a little bit. We're going to have, I normally put them in green. There's a ka. Okay. There's a ma. All right. Well, a little better than that. All right. All right. And then we go like that. There's a na. There's a ma. All right. All right. And then there's a pa. Just like that. Okay. And then that last one is a taza. It goes like taza. And you're right. You're right. Because I believe that's your name? Exactly right. In the words. Exactly right. When you see, and then of course those are the other 5. That's and he's exactly right. They compromise the other 5 in the word. That makes 27, so he would be right. But I like to hear it in class, and of course, that doesn't change anything the way you look at it. If you want to look at 27, fine. I said that there are 22, and you add 5 more to this series and make it 27. So you'll be right. You'll be right. That's exactly right. So, in the Hebrew understanding of the Assyrian, it's important to understand that. So when you read it, you won't be baffled, or confused, to say the word better. You won't be confused like, damn, what's that, man? And let's go, matter of fact, let's see. Let's see what you got there. Salaki, I don't want to pronounce like Kazio. Okay. Kazio, got you. Salaki for that. Appreciate that. Kazio. Young man. Yeah, Kazio. Gotcha. I got you. Got you covered, man. Got you covered. Kazio. Talk about that. All right, look. Here we go. We got a word in Hebrew. We call it bakwan. And bakwan. That's why I want to look a little understanding, a little special. Let me see here. Salaki. Wait a minute. Before I get started here. Let me see here. Salaki for a second. Let me grab something here before I get started. A little better there. Young man D'Angelo checking in from, what is that, Blackwood? Right, yeah, got some class going on here today, man. I must have been drinking that yan on this Friday. That's what I like to see, man. I appreciate you guys participating. That's all right, man. Kazio and young man D'Angelo, Mikey. Got some sisters up here. Everybody on YouTube, get some Facebook on here too. Also, man, I appreciate that. And see, what was I trying to do here? All right, we're gonna show you, because a lot of people sometimes reading Tanakh, you know, what we're trying to teach here in South Carolina is how to read that Tanakh. Because once you get there, that'll be your practice and your understanding and participating in the Sabbath services class. So that's why you have to learn how to read this. Read the Hebrew. That's important, man. Let's see here. Let's see here. So lock you for a second here. I'm just trying to get some things positioned here. All right. There we go. Okay, good. All right. Okay. This is what we got. Let me see here. Just making sure, just trying to go over the, make sure I can follow my brothers here, my sisters on going on. Okay, Mikey in there, Kazio. Okay, Shar, Officer Shar. Okay, listen. All right, the word Zaquan. I mean, you know, what's distinct? Unless before we even say, I know you guys understand this. This word right here, beard. What the Most High say about that? You know, type it in the chat. You know, what it's just, you know, women don't wear beards. Well, what the Most High wants with that word right there, that beard. I mean, you know, what does that mean to Israel, man? What does that mean? Is some men, or some men just wear little beards or mustaches or whatever, you know? What does that mean? Zaquan. It's beard is what it is. So why, you know, I put that word on the board. So if you were to say something about it, and use it for Hebrew, because, you know, this is how you spell it in the Syrian up here in the blue, and this is how you spell it in the Hebrew right here. And we're gonna go over the paleo and the black, because I used to use red, and we're gonna go over the blue in the Assyrian. So let's see what we got here. Yeah. Okay. What does, I mean, you know, what does the Most High say about beards? I mean, you know, why do we, you know, you always see, let's see what we got in here. So I got this going on here. Kazio said manliness, to see the difference between man and God. Damn right. You see, Kazio on top. He on the topic, man. That's what he said. Clap it up for Kazio. That's what he's saying. He's saying, Zaquan, the Most High gave us a beard. That's what I got right here. You know, a beard. He gave us a beard to tell the difference. To tell the difference. Okay, between a man and a woman. Okay, that's why you need that. The Zaquan. Say the word. To differentiate. Differentiate. There you go. Differentiate. Couldn't get that word out of my mouth, say a lot. Check this out. But that's what it is. The Most High, you know, women, they don't have enough. They you know, might have a little bit of time, but they don't have testosterone to grow a beard. So the Most High wear you beard, and that word is Zaquan, okay? And we'll get into this word here. Let me show you. That's the Z, that's the Q in Assyrian. That's how it looks. And then, why did I put this green character right here instead of this black character? So, you know, just, you know, and just, you know what, there's a difference. There's a reason. There's a reason why I put that there. Because so people can understand. You know, why did I put that there? I mean, you know what's it there for? I mean, why did I put this word beard, Zaquan, which every man should have, man? You know, when we spell it in Assyrian, that's Assyrian right here in blue on top. Then I put this little green figure here, and that's up here. That's a na right here, also. So what's this one? You know, why did I put it in this place? I mean, it makes sense. And the obvious thing here is what Kazio said. So he's basically saying what the ending characters over here, you have ka, ma, and this would be a na. Okay? That's what it is. So when you see that in the Tanakh, this little, it won't be green. I'm just kind of differentiate to make a difference in understanding. These two are the same exact character. They just look different, but they have the same sound. Same sound. They make a na. And that's important to understand when you're doing Hebrew, man. It's important because people look at it to knock and it's like, I don't know why the Assyrians did it, but there you go. And then we have, of course, down here in the Paleo, we have the same, we spell it out in Paleo in black here. We have Zaquan, okay? So let's do some, so what do I have to do to the Paleo? Since I did the ending characters over here to the right, there's ka, ma, na, pa, ta, za. In this case, we're using the na because, why? Because this N right here, that N, all because of this rascal right here, because of that N, as the quan, beard. It's required of us to wear a beard. So in Syrian, they took us when we're in captivity, that's one of the things that we had to learn. Same thing we're learning here in class, okay? Zaquan. Okay, now in Paleo, the word will look like this, za. Now, which one of these look more better? The Z. that makes sense to me. This Z right here, that's a za. Okay? That's a za. But look at it. It has the same sound in English that you would carry over to the Hebrew. But it's a za. And of course, that's our Paleo Hebrew. That's the difference. Up here, this looks nothing like a Z, but you got to get used to it. That's how the Assyrians write that sound. That's how they replace them with our sounds. Okay? The za. And then you have what you call a qua. And that looks nothing like that. It looks nothing like the Assyrian. But this Paleo here looks like some sort of popsicle, you know? But that's what it looks like. So that would be what you call a qua. And I'll write this over here to the side. Hope you guys pick that up. That's a qua. Then over here, you have what you call a na. Like that. Okay? And that na is the same na sound as these. They just look different if you look at the Hebrew chart. And that's what we're after. We're after to learn that chart, man. In other words, I got to bring this chart to the students. Because some of them don't have charts and some people don't study as hard as others. So I'm going to bring this chart to you. And that's what I'm doing now by showing these characters and how they work in Hebrew. Okay? So we have the na. Now I'm going to do... And Mikey, Kazio, D'Angelo, and everybody else in class, tell me how many vowel sounds are there in Hebrew. You know, take your time and just write down. It won't take you but one typing stroke on the keyboard. How many vowel sounds are there? Or how many vowels? That's what I'm asking. Let's add to the understanding of how many vowel sounds are there? That's what I'm asking you. But take your time, y'all write that in the chat, okay? Because we're gonna get a little bit more. I'm trying to differentiate. I don't know why I'm having a problem understanding that, pronouncing that word today. Let's see what you got. See my brother. Let's see what my brother got over here. Young man Kazio. He said the ah and the I. That's exactly right. And we know what that is in South Carolina. And he's exactly right, man. He said the ah and the I. That's that brother. Clap it up for that brother right there. That brother know what he's doing. Okay? The ah and the I. Just like the rest of South Carolina, we know. We understand that. Because Zio, he's doing it, you know. And Mikey and D'Angelo. You know, because we pronounce these and we understand it. But that's what he said. It's the ah and I. Because that's what you hear. And every last one of these characters on the board is ah, ba, ga, da. Hear that all there? Ba ga da. Ha was za ka. Ta ya ka la. That's all you hear. Until you get to ma na sa, then you get to one. It looks like let me see here. Let's get to this one here. We have the I. You know, in paleo, let's see. We'll do paleo. We'll do Assyrian. We'll do paleo up here. Oh, that ain't right. That's the darn wrong color there. It's locked. Okay. We'll do it in black for the paleo. Then Assyrian, I try to differentiate. There we go. Got it out. And then I'll do this. That right there, Slocky, is the I. This is what it looks like in paleo. It looks like that. It looks like a Y. Get used to that, a Y. Type it in your notes, man. And it looks like a O in the paleo. Get used to that. And of course over here, I can see how it's easier. It's easier when I was learning Hebrew. I learned it at the same time, but for some reason the paleo was a lot easier because they made sense, more sense to me, because they sort of look like something like everybody else copied off of us, really, because that looks like, that is an A right there, laid down to the side, and that's what it looks like right here. So it was easy to remember that. So you know they copied off us, man. They all nations got our books and our languages, man. That's how they understand it. And of course, in paleo, in Assyrian language, that A sound or A sound looks like this. Okay? Looks like that. Sort of like that. I kind of tend to write things a little bigger on the board, so for clarity, so you can see it. But I hope I'm zooming in. But that's what it is. These are the vowel sounds. So anything, that's what makes it easier. That's why you can understand Hebrew a little easier, because all you're going to have is the I and the I. You're going to have the I every once in a while. Okay? That's why I was trying to pronounce Kazio's name with an I, because it would sound like it would be Kazio. But I don't know. What's your rank, Kazio? I'm sorry. Are you a young man still, or what do you? Is that name? I don't know. Is that? Did you get? Are you a trooper? What's your name? Or just tell me what's your rank. Just curious. Just curious. Or your officer? I don't know. But Kazio. Tell me, type in there what's your rank, so I'll know what to call you anyway, or know how to refer to you for that matter. Young man, Adawan. Okay, yeah, you're still a young man. So when you want to say Kazio, that's fine, but you can see why. Kazio. That's what we call you, brother. Get you my brother. Kazio. You can see why I was saying Kazio, because I was going by this I right here. I respect that and call you Kazio, but that's what you want to be called. You're a young man, But over here, they're going to give you a new Hebrew name, and it's going to come after the nomenclature or understanding of that chart. And if you get an I anywhere in your name, it's going to be I. Like that, when you have that Kazio, it will be pronounced Kazio. Whatever. It's not necessarily Hebrew, but it could be like it could be like anyway. It could be any name that the one of the generals finally decide on that we've given for you here in the officer level. But that's what it is. That's what it is. You gotta, on that chart, we don't vary from the pronunciation or enunciation of this chart. We say, we see this right here, that's an I. We see this right here, that's an I. We come over here, we have ah. We know it's a laid down sideways A right there. That's what it looks like. Looks like an eye looking at you, but it's pronounced ah. And that's the understanding. When you get over here, looks like an X. Understand it, and that's how I looked at it. Every day you gotta pronounce. I'm giving you a lot of understanding, so you guys can go home and practice this, man, over and over again until you become proficient. That word pro in there, like a professional, you know. So that's what we are, man. We're professional Hebrew teachers, professional teachers, you know, because it's our language. So why you got the Yiddish over there and the Hebrew. You know, they know nothing about our paleo except for what they learn from us. You know, they go around with Yiddish, talking some tobacco chewing, spitting Yiddish that in Second Idris 6 and 54, the Most High don't even care about them and call them spittle. You know, they go around spitting. If I can say, young man, and young man, all the rest of the young men that's getting ready to make it to trooper, you're gonna find out that chart is gonna be your friend. You know, but the Assyrian, the Ashkenazi Jews over there, man, they use the Assyrian language, but they pronounce it totally different. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. They don't say Abba Gada. In other words, I'll give you for instance, when they want to use the word Arataza, that means the earth. They would pronounce it, I'm just going to give you some understanding, Eres. Eres. What the hell is Eres? You know, that's not the real original word. Young man D'Angelo, two, sir. Two. Yeah, right. Right, exactly right. He said two vowels, and young man D'Angelo, so let's clap it up for our young man here, South Carolina, because he's right also. Because I know people got, he said two vowels, so let's clap it up for him. That's what he's referring to. That's two vowel sounds, exactly right. So, no, and y'all write that down, make sure, because in every class, even though something is similar or the same or seems like it's mundane, I appreciate that hand clap. Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. Exactly right. Just because you see something written from last week, damn, write it down again. Because the reason why, that's what my teacher told me to do. Officer Dow, when I was in Texas now, doing a great job. Him and Officer Natazar here in our camp. You know, they said, look, you look up the definition. Write this stuff down over and over again. Consistency, man. The mother teacher of learning is doing things over and over and over again. And first of all, doing it right. You got to do it right. That's the point. That's the whole point. Let's see what we got here. Young man D'Angelo, Salaki, I was behind. That's all right. That's no problem. No, that's no problem. I got you, D'Angelo. I got you, bro. Because you soon, when you become a little higher up, and understand it, you know, you're gonna pay attention to class. That's my point. That's why I know, yeah, you good, man. You good to go. You come to class. I appreciate that. Check this out. You know, here, the Assyrian, Za. It looks like a T, but it's really a Za. Holds the same sound as this baby right here. That's Za. And then you got, that looks like a P, but actually I remember, D'Angelo, when we were reading that, sometimes, I should do it too. I want to pronounce it a pop, but it's Hua. You just got to get used to, we can't guess with none of these things, man. And I do it. But this little popsicle thing right here, that's a qua. It's the same value as that qua as far as pronouncing. But they look differently. But the English spelling, qua, is the same. I don't want, let me say that again. The pronunciation of them are the same, qua. The spelling is different. This looks like a popsicle, and that looks like some sort of fancy P. And I'm always trying to differentiate the Assyrian in blue. In this case, I'm going to do the paleo in black, okay? So, now we have something else. Let's see if you guys paid attention. If this green end, of course, is the ending character, okay? That's like everybody in Hebrew knows that. Kazio said it, D'Angelo, Mikey, all y'all know that, okay? And this, because that end looks like that. But we put the ending character there. We got 5 of them. And there are, you know. But what is, what does paleo, how, is that finished? Of course not. So what do we do with paleo and what we've seen on the all of the relief walls and the stone of our Paleo Hebrew? What do we have to do here to make this, to understand how this sounds, man? To help us. What do we use? Let's see who's checked in here. Let's see who's checked in the class right here. We have Asha. All right. I appreciate that, Asha. Glad to have you in class, bro. Glad to have you in class. Yeah, how about you? How Shai Baraka thumb to all my brothers, okay? I don't see any sisters in class just yet, but if they are, we'll say how Shemar thought about Shimmy, how was Shai. You know, but I appreciate you guys checking in. And this is how I want you guys to pay attention to learn and give you answers, because this helps people to understand how Hebrew is and how it's written, and it helps them. It encourages them to write Hebrew, okay, and read it. If you participate, it causes them to study also. But what do we use here in Assyrian? What do we do here? I mean, I know the ending characters is here. You don't use ending characters in Paleo. So what do we use that's different in Paleo? Let's see what we got here. I think we got young man Kazio put a connector on the Quana. Look at the brother. That brother's already here, man. All right, let's see. Let's see what you got here. Let's see. I'm gonna put some connectors here, and I want y'all to say which one is right, okay? I want y'all to tell me which one is right. Tell me, is the blue right? Or let's see, I'm gonna put a color, I'm gonna use black. Okay? Tell me which one of these is right. Is the black or the blue correct? Just take your time, write it down. You know, when I say Zaquan, which one is correct? Is the one in the blue? And we'll explain what these mean. Okay? These characters are, because they help you pronounce the word. We give you guys 10, 20 seconds, whatever you need. Take your time. And, you know, I don't care how you come up with it. Just you go through your notes. You know, you got a 50-50 chance of coming up with that no matter what you do. Because, you know, we don't have to roll any dice down up in here. But as far as learning, let's see. We have what we call connectors, and we're going to explain this connectors up here, because Paleo, you have to have the connectors, and that's what we're doing here. We're showing you the difference between the Z and the Z there, the difference between the Qua and the Paleo, the Qua and the Assyrian, the difference between the Na, in Paleo and the one in Assyrian. Of course, in this case, you use the ending character to take the place of that in Assyrian. So I'm still waiting. Let's see. Let's check it out. Just type in, is it blue or black? That's all I'm trying to say. Which one of these connectors, understanding of the way I got it written down, which one is right? We'll give you guys a few more seconds here to make sure. I think somebody already have it up there, but let's make sure everybody else got that chance up there. Let's see. Yeah, we got a Sean class. Yeah, all right. Talk to me. Somebody tell me which one is right up there, because I know if you read this, young man Kazio, he says, young man Kazio said, what did he say? He says the one in the black. Okay, let's see. Y'all check this out. And I hope I'm giving y'all enough understanding of, some colors up there. I hope you guys can see that, okay? But because young man Kazio, he said the one in black here under these characters, under these connectors, Salakia, under these connectors, he's saying the one in black will be correct, and then the one in blue is not. That's what he's saying. So which one do you think? We gives you 15 more seconds here, more or less, to for other people to say which one you think it is. Is the one in the black or the blue? You know, just type an answer in. You know, it's not a right or wrong thing, man. It's a moment of, you know, a moment of learning, one way or the other. And if you know you're teaching somebody else when you type in, it's not a problem. And if you got it 50-50 guess at it, that's fine. I mean, it's just not a big deal if you get it wrong or right, man. This is because I'm going to correct you anyway, one way or the other, if I have to call a general. All right, we'll give you guys 10 more seconds, okay? Because Zio said the one in black, okay? Still waiting for some sisters to check in the class, because I know I got about 4 or 5 more sisters, man. I know they out there. And I preach, you got the brothers night tonight, man. Facebook, yeah. We got our brothers, man. We got our brothers in class tonight, we got brotherhood, tonight. We got sisterhood too. They check in and they do the work, and then we all work together as a group. See, that's what's going on here. So I'll give this to you. Give you another 5-10 seconds, because I know you guys could be grabbing your. Matter of fact, you can grab me some water while just for a second here, because I know y'all grabbing that water, Yan. Let's see. Brother Kazio, young man, if you don't have a class to check in to for Lashawan Qadash, because I know y'all got a strong program up there with Captain. But you're welcome to do that every Friday night, man. Anybody that's ISUPK, man, we have people that ain't ISUPK that wants to get in here and class and learn, because the people look at this class and say, man, how can I get this? We teach free, man. We don't charge anybody for what we're doing here, but this is the real truth of our language, man. And so let's give it up. Let's clap it up. Young man, Kazio, he said black, and that's exactly right. He's exactly right. So let's clap it up for him in class, okay? All right, clap it up for class, all right? Because what he's saying right here, and I'm sure the rest of you, on this Z here, you have what we call an independent sound or independent connectors. They're connectors. That's what you want to do. And of course, let's go over here. On the qua and the na, you want them to be joined together, but you want to make a sound out of them that has the sound of the qua and na together, and that will be quan. So that's how you get that. So, and that would be called, what would they be called? So type it up in the chats, somebody. I'm telling you, the first one here is independent. So by default, what would be the quan? In other words, what an upside down U is called an independent connector. So by default, what would be the U? That connector. I mean, it's a connector. So what do you call that? Let's type it up in chat. You're exactly right, Kazio. Exactly right. So hey, listen. What's D'Angelo and Mikey? Because I know y'all have done these before. This is an exercise I like to go over to get people real and comfortable in understanding that chart and the English, the connectors. We'll give you guys about 10 seconds to write. What type of that U represents? It's a certain type of connector, and this over here is an independent connector right here when you use the upside down U. So what's the U? What kind of connector you call that? And I'll let you know. Give you guys 10 seconds here, okay? As people still checking in class, people still gravitating to understand. Let's see, brother got something written down over here. Let's see what he got over here. He's got a, all right. And I appreciate the effort because he's right, but he's just calling it wrong. That's all. That's not a problem, brother. I'm going to tell you. Let's clap it up for him right there. You can use compound. But the real understanding of that is called a dependent, okay? Dependent, all right? Dependent connector. All right? All right? And you say compound, I understand why you would say that. But it's called this, when you use a dependent connector, it looks just like this. Like that, like a U. Okay? And I already gave you the other one that's independent. Looks like that. It's like. Looks like that. And upside down, you would call that independent. Now let's explain that word here. When something's independent, that means it stands alone by itself. Right here. That's why the za over here doesn't need any, right here, this za for beard. You know, it doesn't need anything else to go with it. That's because I said zaquan. Okay, now, but when you see quan and not quan, to make that sound, you're going to need what you call a dependent. Both of these are going to have to depend on each other to do what? To make a sound. And that's where we get it from. So I can understand when you say compound, because compound means to compound the sounds. I got it. I got that, bro. I got that. That would make sense. That would make sense. So I understand this. Let's clap it up for the brother. Exactly right. Clap it up for everybody in class. Exactly right. So that's what that means when you say right here. They depend on each other, man. So we call it a dependent connector. And over here, I mean, you know, if you want to, like I said, you want to call it compound, and if that's where you were taught. But I was taught that it's a dependent connector. And over here, independent. But the correct way is to say independent or dependent. Okay. So if you learn that, you know, I guess you guys understand. I like to, young man D'Angelo, right, exactly right, D'Angelo, you got it, right? That means when I see people participating, that means they know they got it, and I appreciate that. But that's what that means. So let's carefully think that when you're using this word right here, when you're using a word like quan. That's why I took these words, because they got a lot going on in them. Let's do a little better like that. This right here that I circled, all of that sound I want to bring out with that little U there. Quan. That means that's a dependent connector. Over here, this would be an independent connector for the upside down U. That's za quan. And I know you guys understand it because you participate in class. That's how I know. I know what to say. I don't want you guys to walk away from here and not understand that, okay? So we're going to get into another word here called barak. Barak means to bless. When we use it, as a matter of fact, I just used it right here. I said, shalom, you know, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Barak Athal. That means bless you. Barak. And that's what the word means, bless. And we have some Assyrian over here. And let me show you, I'm gonna try to go I'm trying to do the gambit of the Hebrew chart so you guys can understand what this really means and how they look in Assyrian and how they look in Paleo, because a lot of people get them, I wouldn't say confused, but you just get them a little trying to differentiate to see the difference between the both. Differentiate, there you go, differentiate. Jesus, hard to say that word. Okay, this B here, that's a ba in Hebrew, in Assyrian. We're gonna do it in blue here. Let's break it down here. It's understandable. And y'all put your thinking caps on, because I'm gonna do some more. The same thing we did up here. So until you guys get the idea. So when you write all this down, you look at your notes, I'm gonna try to go through the whole gambit of what you would call an alphabet or characters, so you guys can see the difference between them, okay? All right, this would be a Ra, and that's a Ka. Okay, so this is a Ra, like that, all right? All right, so if you look at that in Assyrian, you say, man, the best way to look at that is it looks like, sort of like a hangman. That's how I remember. And then the Ra everybody, it looks like a backwards R. You know, you go like a R looks like this in our language, in the English language. You know, this piss poor white man language. White man's a devil language. And then a backwards R looks like this, and that's what this exactly looks like. Okay, that's what it looks like. So that's let me erase that off of there so we don't get no confusion there going on. But that's what that is. So it looks like a backwards R. That's how you want to remember it. A backwards R in the Ra. Okay? All right? In the Ba, you know, the only way you can really see that, it looks like a hangman. That's what it looks like. Okay? And the Ka, it looks like a C. It sounds like it. It's a K sound. I don't get it wrong. But the Ka over here, it looks like somebody wrote a backward C. And it just happened to sound like the, let me use another color up here so you can see a difference there. Like a C looks like that in our language, okay? Looks just like that. And but if you look at it in the it had a C in our language can sound like Ka. You know, but only we use a K here. And the K also. I'm just telling you what it looks like. But it sounds like it looks like this. Sounds like it looks like this. That Ka. But you get in the K, you can use Ka. So that makes sense. That makes sense. And it all comes from here. It all comes from the Paleo. We're going to show you that in a second here. In the Paleo. But those two have the same sound, Ka, Ka, Ka. Because there are only two. There are only two vowels. So you put an A after either one, it's going to have Ka. Okay? And sometimes in our language, in the English language, in the white man's oppressive language, they have a K can sound like a cat, like Kellogg or something like that, or kangaroo. But you can actually pronounce it. You can use the. There are some instances where you have Ka, like kite in K-I-T-E, but you got to use the I. You have that Ka, kite, right there. Or you can have Ka, as in car. So, but they stay similar in sound right here in the English language, and it just happened to be in Assyrian. And also in Paleo, if you look down here, it only got two little stems, they have the same sound. That's a Ka also. In other words, this is a Ka. They look just alike except for two little stems right there. That's important. That's important. And so let me see here. Let me put that in. Let me pronounce that like that. Yeah. See, people can see that. And in our language, I'm trying to break this down a little bit so you guys can understand that. Look, all these are Ka, 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 Ka. So it don't matter on our chart if it's a K sound, it would sound Ka. If it's a backward C sound, it would sound Ka. Okay, in this case, but that is a K. Now, I mean, it looks like a C, but it has nothing to do with what on that chart. It's actually a Ka sound, like this, Ka. When you see the Ka, it can look like a C now. I mean, sound like a C, a backward C, but it's actually a Ka, a K sound. That K sound, or it's a Ka, like right here. In other words, let's see if I can explain this a little better than what I just said. Okay, Ka, right there, that red K is Ka, right here. And it looks like a C turned backwards. So the C sounds like Ka, but it's different word. Because in Hebrew, the Ka sound is, we're going to get to that in a second here, when we show you what the Ka sounds like when it does have the CHAA. We're going to show you that in a second here. Okay? But Barak means bless. All right? And that's the difference. And then you see this little arrow right there. And we get, and that, this is the paleo on the bottom, the black right here. And that ka, they're the same look. So when you say ka, we went over this, I'm trying to go over it. When you see a ka, that is a K sound, ka. Looks like a C. But now when you get down to paleo, it has the same, looks the same thing, man, that ka, that K-A. But look at it. There's something in the middle there. So when you sit in the Tanakh, it looks just like a backward C, ka, K-A, ka, K-A, ka. Ka, 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 just like that, okay? Now we're gonna put some dependent connectors and independent connectors. And I want you to differentiate which one is correct. That's, because if I do them, you know, then I would be right. I want you guys to be right. Or I could be right or wrong, of course. But I want you guys to tell me which one is it, okay? I'm gonna use black and I believe green. Tell me which one is right, okay? Tell me which one is right. Tell me which one is right. Like that. Which one is right, the black or the green? Take your time, guys. I mean, you know, take your time, you know, drink your water. You know, it's not in a hurry because I want you to get it right. It's the black or the green. We're talking about, as far as we know, when you join things together, or as Kazio said, the compound, you know, and that's what we use. You compound the sounds together. I can understand that, and we call that, of course, here in Hebrew, in South Carolina especially, the dependent sound, or they depend on each other. And the independent is don't depend on nobody. Just got his own. It's just like an island by itself. You know, just hanging out there, hanging his ass out there by itself. It's like it. But so which one is right? The green or the black as far as sound? We'll give you guys about 15 more seconds to understand it, like we got somebody up there, and we're gonna see which ones. See one is one correct. So take your time there. Get it right. Let's see. All right. Take your time. Take your time. Get it right, man. There's a lot of information sometimes we throw out here in class, but I want you guys to get it, to take your time to get it right. Because once you get basic things right, everything else seems to fall in place, man. It really does, okay? So that's what we're saying is the black, when I say Barak or Barak, you know, which one is it? Which one of these connectors put in place here, black or the green? Independent and dependent, which scenario is correct? The black or the green one? It's just that easy. We'll give you guys a few more seconds, okay? I want you guys to understand that, all right? Just a few more understandings there, and we're going to do another word here because I want you guys to see some difference here. I'm going to show you something else here, especially, and I try to break it down. Get rid of that right there. We don't need that. Okay? Looks like, let's see. Looks like we got young man Kazil. He said the one in black. All right, so everybody agree with that? So if you do, you know, hey, if you do, let me know. Give you guys a few more seconds here. Just make a guess. Like I said, you know, 50-50 chance you're going to be right or wrong one way or the other anyway. Okay? If you get about 10 more seconds there. Okay? So, because I'm trying to get you guys to see that this is really easy than you think it is. So far, we know the ka looks like a backwards what? Backwards C. And then the difference between the languages, in this language here, they just happen to look alike, except for the little stem in the middle for the paleo. Okay, so I'll give you guys a few more seconds there. Okay. Let's clap it up for young man Kazio. He's exactly right. The one in the black is correct. One in green that would be, if I was to say that would be Barak. And of course, that's not the word. The word is not Barak. It's Barak. And that's the key. What do you hear? Ba, independent sound for the B. That's why we have an upside down U. If you notice right here, upside down U. Ba. Okay? And you look at that B right there. It looks like an upside down B if you really look at it. It looks like somebody did this. Let's see. And I'm trying to get you guys to understand and see this. It looks like somebody did this, because a B looks like this. Okay? A B looks like that. A big B. Let's do a small B. Slocky. A small B looks like that. In our language, in the oppressor's language. In the oppressor's language. But if you look at this real hard, if you turn this around, it will look, if you turn this backwards B around just a little, just around and then flip it, or mirror it, it will look like, let's see, you see the stem right there, sort of like, and then turn it upside down, it'll look like that. Sort of, I mean, you know, it looks like a backwards P or something, I don't know, and then put a little stem on it. That's what it looks like, or some sort of G. But I mean, that's one way I can remember it. That B sound, that is called a ba. This is called a ba. Okay? That's called a ba. Oops. It's called a ba. Okay? Over here, this ra, that looks just like a 4. All right, the B, and that's why I kind of chose this word here. If you look real close, let me just put another color on that so you guys can see, because I want you guys to understand something here, so you can differentiate. Right here, like there, and like there, and like that. Let me do better than that here. There we go. Yeah, something like that. All right. If you look at these, they look exactly damn alike. Except for this little stem. That's why you got to pay attention to it. This is a ba. This is a ra. So when you read it to the Tanakh, learning how to read Hebrew, understand it. And so what you want to do is get your notes, and you want to look at these two like man, they look just alike. So practice them like they were looking just alike. No, put the ba and the ra together and understand the difference between the ba and the ra. Pictorially, this ba, if it wasn't for this stem right here, you really couldn't tell the difference. Right there. If it wasn't for that stem on the ba, when the Paleo Hebrew, you know, if it wasn't for that little stem, I put it in green so you can differentiate it, it would look like this ra. If you didn't have that stem. So that's why you have to pay attention to what things look like very closely. Okay? Because they look alike, man. That's why, but after a while, you'll get to the point where they look nothing alike. when you know, I 3 years now, I guess I've been looking at it. They look nothing alike to me. But I have to, I mean, as far as reading it, I see it. Just like you see A, B, C, D, E, F, G, when you know, a little stupid ass song they gave Salaki in this American devil language. That's a ba. That's a ra. Big difference. Okay? All right? And so over here, we get to the ka. It looks like that same backwards C, man. Same thing. And that's, you guys, you know, you write that down. We'll give you guys a chance to write that down just a second there. Then we're going to put another word on the board. So you'll understand that Let's see. Yeah. So you'll understand that really, these words start to come alive once you begin to see what they really look like. Once you begin to see and explore them and break them down for what they are, you begin to see that, man, they look these words right here. Shoot, man, I can do this. And you can, because you're Hebrew. You can do that. You can understand that. You can understand it. And that makes sense. Okay? All right. So you can understand it. So we know what it looks like. Of course, we can get rid of this right here. That's just something I put down, of course. That's what it looks like in paleo. You see the differences right there. And the Ra here and the B, you got to get used to that. So practice those together. That's what we want to do. We're going to go to a word here that I want you guys to understand. Let's see. There's a word called, we're going to use a word called black. Let's use black, okay? And that word for black is what? Shakawa. Sha, ka, war. Okay? And that's what it means. When you say shaka war, you're saying black. And so let's just spell it out here. Let's get it in Syrian and Paleo here. Let's get some let's see what I got here. We're gonna do both. As soon as I can grab the right colors here, man. Sorry about that. Bear with me, man, Okay. We use the word black. Alright? So let's start off here. We're gonna say Shah. We're gonna use this. We're gonna come up here. Let's just do it in the Syrian up here. Shah. Well, we're gonna use this color here. Shah. Like this. That is a Shah. It looks like a W, but it's actually pronounced Shah. Okay, and over here, if you look at the Paleo, it looks like a W. Okay? When you go like this, Shah, like that. Okay? Now they look just alike. And they got the same exact sound. Why? Because the Assyrians took, they, for all practical purposes, they just made it look like that. They look alike. They carry the same sound. All they knew is that they were in charge, and they wanted to make things look like they were in charge. But in actuality, they wasn't worth a damn, because they had us in captivity. But we had to learn, the black, Hispanic, and Native Indians had to learn their Hebrew characters, man. Okay, so we got Shah, and then we're going to have to use what we call a Ka. A Ka. Slakia. Shaka. Okay? And we go like this. Shaka. Like that. Looks just like this. Looks like this looks like that. And then we're going to use, as a matter of fact, let's put them on top of each other so people can understand when they see it. They can see the differences there. How they look so much similar. Okay? All right? That's what we're doing here. Some of them do, words. Like this. Shaka. All right? Then we want to use shaka. Then we want to use a wa. We want to use this wa sound. If you look over on the chart over here, there's a wa and a wa. Okay? This wah here, right here. There's a wah, like that. Okay? And then, of course, you have an R, an R sound, an R look over there. You want to say right there, you're going to be looking like this. Like that. Like this. We had the R over there on the board before. So, shaka. Then you have the wah over there like we had, the wah right here. Looks like a slingshot or something like that. Like that. And then, of course, we're going to have the ra. So, shaka-wah. Shaka-wah. All right? And then if you look at this real closely here, look at this, man. And we can do better than this right here. Let's make this W just a little bit bigger here. Yeah, like this. Like that, okay? Now, up top, the sha, and then this is a ka. You look at right here, that C-H-A-A, that's a ka sound. Now I notice when some of my brothers sometimes, I used to do it sometime myself. If you look at this ka right here in Assyrian, you notice it looks like there's another character in the Assyrian over there. If you look right there, it has a ha sound. So when you say Abba Gada Ha Wa Wa Wa, and then you say Zakha, a ha. The ha and the ka looks just alike. And that ha is up here. I'll just kind of put it up here, right there. With that. The difference is, though, this is what people got to understand. That's not down in this word here. I'm just kind of putting it just for looks. It says shaka war. There's no ha up there. But we'll write this ha right here, right next to it. So you'll know that looks right there. Now, what's the difference? I want you to type it in the chat. Because once you do something, it'll stay in your head there, and you'll remember it. So, what's the difference between this ka, and that ha? There are two sounds, two distinct sounds. One's in the English language, or Hebrew English language, is C-H-A-A. That's a ka. But it looks like this ha. But what is the difference? Just type one word in there, or just something real small if you would like. What's the difference between that and that? Because they look just alike. Because I know over here in the Shah, it's got no difference. But what's the difference? Y'all tell me. Type it in the chat. Now the ha and the ka right here, because I'm trying to show you, because these are words, not words, but they are, let's see what we got here. Somebody typed it up in there. Young man D'Angelo said the space, and young man Kazio said the left vertical line is not connected to the rest. And y'all are both exactly right. You say, but matter of fact, you both use different languages to different understanding of how to say it, but you are saying you are 100% right. Both of y'all saying it exactly right. Now, why did I use that example? Because to let you know that there can be things that look alike. Can't remember if they call them synonyms, antonyms, I don't know. But these characters look alike, but they are not same sound. One's a let's see, what we got here? Somebody else type something in there. Because they're a brotherhood. Exactly right. Hey, clap it up for the young man. He said it's brotherhood. He's damn right. Exactly right. Cause that's what the brothers do, man. Y'all you participate. That's a good brother. I like that. But that's what it is. He calls it brother. I like that, man. You come check in our class anytime you get ready, bro. Kazio. Okay? Look. That's right. One doesn't have that space, and one does. And they so y'all both are saying the same exact thing, the same thing. So the ha and that ka look alike. So put that in your notes. That's part of your notes, man. And it's just make sure you understand that. Okay? Now when you get down to the ka here, if you notice, here's a good way to learn. As a matter of fact, let me make them look exactly like I want them to look. I want you guys to understand this. They look right here. Bam, bam, bam. Now look at that. Look at that. Look at this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. If they look alike, only this one's like a ladder, and this one don't have the ladder run. That one don't have the ladder run. That's got a space. That ain't got no space. And this got the same 2 lines, but a ladder. And they all look alike. This is a car. Right here. That's a car. But that's a ha. But all 3 of them look alike. So when you see them, to differentiate, you have to pay attention. So put that in your notes. Those are 3 characters that look alike. 2 of them sound alike. Ka. But they are what you would call pictorial different. Here, they have no sound alike. The ha, the ka up here, but they look different, but they not, there's really, the only thing similar about them is these 2 lines and a little space missing, But the point I'm making is that they all look alike, man. Right there, but here's how you tell the difference. From now you'll know all the ha has a space here. That's what you want to know. Matter of fact, let's pronounce that a little bit here. I'm taking the time to do this because let's pronounce it just a little bit right there. Because later on when we do, maybe next week for that matter, we go over something, we start spelling words and start putting them in sentences. We've done that, but I like to do it over and over and over again. Then you'll understand, oh man, that's a ha right there, because I see that space. Okay? So when you say Abba Gada Ha, when you say Abba Gada Ha Waza, then you said, I'm sorry, Abba Gada Ha Waza Ka, right here. Okay? And you say Abba Gada Hawaza Ka. In the Assyrian, it looks like that. But in the Paleo, it looks like that. And over this ha, Abba Gada Ha Waza Ka. That's the difference. That's the understanding I'm trying to get you to know. So make sure you guys write this down in your notes. Then we have another sound called the wa up here. That wa, it looks just like, pretty much like just a regular stick. That's kind of like, it would look like it would have an eye. It looked like it would just sound like an eye. But it's really called, did I say that right? Yeah, wa. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. Hawazaka Abagada Ha. Yeah, it's a ha. Damn, can't forget the stuff is up. Ha, okay? That ha. Okay? Yeah. And up here, when you get that, in the Assyrian, it's just like a regular stick. You see it in Tanakh, it really don't have much of a stem. But in investigation, you see just a little stem up there. But if you wrote a straight line, hell, you wouldn't know the difference. It looks just like a straight line. So wa. So we're writing different, how we can differentiate different looks and spells and pictures, because that's what this is, man. But the wa, like a straight up and down stem there. And now when you get to the Paleo, the wa looks almost like a tuna fuck, like wa, like a slingshot. But that's a wa. Now they look, not really alike, but they got a little stem there. You just got to know that the wa, like if you use a tuning fork, like that, a tuning fork, or a wa, a y, or a wa, that's a wa also. That's a wa. But this sound, this straight up and down stick in the Assyrian and this Y here, that little Y, has the same exact sound, but they look totally different. Over here, they look similar. You know, look, two little ladders without the runs and a ladder without the space. one's a ha, and then you have two cars here. Look alike. They have the same. I mean, they similar to look alike, but they sound exactly like here. But when you get to the wa, a straight up and down stick, and then you have like a little tuning fork for this wa. And of course, when we get to the ra, we have ra over here. That remember that backwards R down here on bara. That ra. Just get it to look like that ra. It's a backwards R. That's what it looks like. So get that in your mind. Backwards R. Of course, this one right here, the wa could be a little difficult in the, you just have something you got to memorize. And this ra here. Now over here, that ra looks like a 4, remember, down here. That ra almost looks like the ba, almost, without the stem, but that is actually a ra. So, in your notes, you should be writing that down. Of course, you know, at some point you should be writing this down, whether you do it now. I prefer you do it now. So you'll, while you're there, have a piece of paper. Always come to class with a pencil and a piece of paper so you can write down things. You know, you can trust that a lot better than going back playing the film back. You know, that's all I'm trying to say to you. Now, and that word is called black, or in the English language, devil language, of course, you have shaka war. The word is shaka war. It means black. Okay? All right? And the Most High bless the black people, Hispanic, Native Indians. Or Barak. Barakatah, shaka war. He bless you, black people. Okay, so now we're going to do the same independent and dependent connectors up here. We're going to do it right here and see if you guys can get it. Okay, we're going to see if you guys can understand it. All right, I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to put it and see if you guys understand it. See if you guys understand. Oops. See if you guys understand what's going on here in the connectors here for the paleo. All right? Which one of those correct? Y'all take the time to write that down. It's either in the black or the blue there on Shaka War. All right? And the black or the blue. All right? And D'Angelo, when you're writing, since you're a young man, when you say Khan Ak, you're saying yes, Ak. Just call him out by his name, so you won't, so you can differentiate between the teacher. Because usually, you know, I wouldn't be an Ak. I'll be not to be saying, but you want to always call me sir or Adawan or you know something like that. I know you're talking to Kazio, but always, if you want to call him by name, just say Khan Kazio. You know, you don't want to call him, you know, not only, you can in person, but when you're doing that in class, so I'll know that you don't want to call your person, rank and order, person just right above you or whatever, or miles above you or whatever, general for that matter. You want to, just so you understand, call him talk specifically to the person you want to talk to right there, Kazio. Okay? Not a big deal necessarily, but it is. Got to make sure. Okay? All right? So, Shaka War. Which one? Shaka War. Which one is it, man? Which one is it? Which one is it? Is the one in the blue or the black? Y'all let me know. Okay? Let me see what you got here. Yeah, I appreciate that, D'Angelo. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. So which one is it? D'Angelo, Kazio, and Mikey. Which one y'all saying? Let's see. On the Shaka War, which one of these is right? So far, Kazio has, what did he got? one in the, it's got the one in the blue, okay? So which one you say, D'Angelo and Mikey and everybody else? Just pick one. You know, pick one. Aisha, which one you say? You know? Which one you say? Now take your time and write that. Okay? Let me see what we got here. D'Angelo say blue, sir. Right? There you go. Blue. There you go. Shit. We'll wait a few more seconds. Y'all pick one, blue or black, for Asha and Mike and whoever. We just make 10 more seconds. Got a couple brothers up here gave some answers. I appreciate that. It's either black or blue. Which one is it, you know? Which one is it? With Isupk start off 1 West 125th Street Hall in New York under Commander General Yohana, man, 1969, where we teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and that's what we're doing in Lashawan Qadash class here on Friday. You know, Israelite School of UPK. Universal Practical Knowledge, you know, get a flyer, man. Come in class, www.isupk.com. See us while we teach on the street, man. You know, and we break down the scriptures, man. We show you what's actually in the Bible in the isupk.com. Officer Kazakh Shapar teaching the Lashawan Qadash class Friday night here in South Carolina class, okay? Let's see. We got a few more seconds here. Let's see, brother, see if y'all got that. See what y'all got. All right, man. Shoot, let's clap it up for the brothers. The brotherhood. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, man. See, look. They both know, everybody in the chat, they both know that if I said the one in the black, it would be Shakawa. It'll be Shaka War. That would be wrong. So you know it can't be Shaka War. That's why it's important, man. And these things mean something. We didn't just guess this. We've seen this in our history, in our writings. We have Sha. That's an independent connector up here. Sha. Okay? And then we have Ka. Okay? And the Ka, right there by itself. Then we have what we call War. That is a dependent connector. Why is it a dependent connector? Because we want Sha. So I'll get that for a second. We want Sha to be independent. We want Ka to be an independent sound. And that's what we're doing here. That's what I'm trying to get you to see, that all these things mean something in Hebrew. And after a while, because sometimes when you get that Tanakh, they may put a Tanakh in you that has the Paleo. In some camps read Paleo. You know, I've learned to read both. But sometimes you have the Assyrian, so you got to learn both. So that's why we learn in both languages right here, the Syrian and Hebrew, the Syrian and the Paleo. I'm sorry, they have the same sounds, but they certainly have different. You got to be able to pronounce. It's almost like learning a whole nother language. You learn in Assyrian sometime, you know, but you got to pay attention to that in this case. So when we say Shaka War, you're saying an independent connector on the Sha. Okay? You're saying a Ka, independent connector. And over here on this Wa now, you have War. By itself. Now why? Because you want to put these two sounds together. And it seems like you guys know that. War. So write that in your notes, you know. Write that in your notes. Make sure you understand that. You guys understand that so far. It's obvious that you understand it. We'll time flies, I tell you. But it's good that you guys understanding that. Okay? It's good to understand that, so give you a couple interrogative words since some of you guys may have missed it anyway. Well, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do the same exercise, but I'm gonna show you. The word "what" in Hebrew is this. What? And it looks like this word, ma'ah. Just like that, ma'ah. Okay, that's what is, and of course, and let's just spell it. I mean, I don't even have no notes to spell it, but I can spell it because I know the Hebrew. So let's just do that. That's what we're gonna do. I'll leave this up here. All right, let's just spell it. Okay, ma'ah. We're gonna do it in. Let's do it in Paleo first, because I got the pen out right there for that matter. So we're gonna say that's an N. Now, how do we know that's an N? Let's break this down, because it looks like an upside down N with a long stem on it. Now let's make this a little bit more pronounced so we can really see it, like this. Bam, 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 like that, like that. That is a M. This ma, and then you have. That is this right here, this much of it. It's not M-A-H, it's ma and then an H. So that would be ma. That represents an M and an A right there. Just like that. That's how you understand Hebrew. Ma, because every time you have a English letter out there, it always has to have a vowel, an English vowel. And you only got two to choose from, the and the I. So in this case, the M and the A creates this little look right here, that ma. That's the key. Now, that makes sense so far. I hope you guys understand that. But concentrate on this right here. So we have what you call the ha. Just like this. Just like this. Now that looks like a comb. But that's important to understand that. Now we're talking paleo so far right here. And then we're going to switch to the blue here. But we're going to do the connectors on that. And it's not much, but we're going to still do it. And then, of course, right here, we're going to have like this. Okay? The ma. Okay? So it's important to understand that. And here's that ha. Remember that ha? Remember, see that ha up there? Right here. Here it is. See, we're showing the same thing over here, but it looks like this. Remember that space in there? There it is. See that space right there? That's the ha. That's it right there. That's ha, and this is the ma. That's ha up here in Paleo. But when you get to Assyrian, they look a little different. Now, if you notice the ha right here in Paleo, it looks like the same ka. Because if you notice the comparison right there, look at this comparison. If you notice that, if you see the ha up here, how it looks like that in Assyrian, but when you get to the Paleo, the ha, it almost looks like this ka. Almost like these are meant, they came out of each other. And this ha right here, but it's just missing, it's missing this ladder. It's missing the other end of the ladder. And I'll dash it, because I don't want you guys to think that it goes there. But anyway, slock you there. Like that, man. Like that. Yeah. But now, and the little red there is just a line just to show you something. That it's not part of this word at all, or sound of. But if you see it, look, doesn't it look like this car? But this is just happened to be a Paleo ha. Just like this is an Assyrian ha. And if you can almost use the same. You see, that's probably how they did it. I don't know. All I'm saying to you, and then when you look down here, they look alike. Here is the true ha in Assyrian. That's the same thing we use up top here. The ha. Okay? They look alike. So get used to them. So three letters, we can do this. We can say the ha, the ka right here, the ka right here, and the ha right there. So let's see, what am I saying? And the ha right, that says 1, 2, shit, that's 5 things that look alike. And what am I saying here? We're saying the ha in Assyrian, the ka in Assyrian, they have some similarities. And the ka over here, ka with the ch, ka, looks like a ladder, and that does too without the rungs. That one does too without the rungs, but just got to add a space. But it, and then over here, this ha, it doesn't sound like this ka, but it looks like it. So understand the ha and the ka. If you pay attention to those, grab those when you get time, and make sure you understand the difference between that. The ha and the ka has a lot of similarities in both languages, the Paleo and the Assyrian. And over here, this ha, of course, has a space right here. It looks like that one. But I'll take this little line off here there. See? It only got a space, but hell, they look alike. So write it in your notes. In your notes, you should be having the ha and the ka are similar. And therefore, when you practice them, that's what you want to do. Practice them as though they're similar, because that's what the hell they are. So lucky for you for using the language. And over here, the ma. Now that looks like some sort of, it looks like an N, but that's actually a ma. There's no real way to say it other than that. On this upside down here, let's see. We'll we'll put this little M right here, nomenclature. We'll say bam, 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 like that. That's what the M looks like. That's the upside down. I mean, it's look like a W here, but if you turn it around like this, like that, well, it's lucky. We'll turn around, we use black, running out of that color there. We say bam, bam, bam. That looks just like an upside down M right there in the red. And it's pronounced M, ma. Like our English way we pronounce M, ma. Now I'm breaking these down to you so you can understand. There are more similarities, okay? All right? And the connector for ma'ah, you can say ma'ah, or you can just say one big old sound under there and just put one dependent sound. Ma'ah, just like that. Or you can say ma, either way. But on this right here, I just kind of like put one dependent sound up there, okay? Now I'll put some more similarities up there so you guys can see them, so you'll understand. Let me write some more similarities up here. Let me see. Let's do, because there are a few. There are a few, all right? Over here, let's say if we did like the ka, like that. These are any connecting ka. That ka, let's see, let's find, there's a whole lot up there. And then you can almost look like, no, it won't look like a ra. It looks like, let's see, looks like a, I was like yeah, you can almost say it looks like a da also on this like that. That looks like a da in like that. In the what do you call this? That's the Paleo right there. And of course this is the Assyrian right there. Okay, Assyrian right there, and that's da, sort of look like that. We're gonna get some more, and of course you can have like this. That looks alike. And of course that's actually a na. Just trying to get you some similarity things that to look for, and of course here's some more here. You can have let's use this. Let's use this right here. We can use a tha. Right here, like that, with a little club on the end, A lot of people get these confused, all right? And I appreciate you guys participating in class because this is important to you. That tha, and then you have the ha right here. The one with the space, they look alike. Then you have, that's the, what I say, ha. Then you have the ka. Look just alike, man. That's the ha. The ka. Sloppy. All right. And you got to pay attention to this. One has a space, one doesn't. One has, this ka and the tha looks exactly alike, except for this club right here. That little golf club right there. Look at that, man. They look just alike, but they're pronounced different. Tha and ka and ha. Write these down in your notes because that will help you in reading. Let me see what we got. And help you in reading Syrian and Paleo Hebrew. Young man, lock out of one. That's a God and the Paleo. Which one? Oh yeah. He's right. Got to. That's what I meant. Exactly right. That's a God. Exactly right. It's a God. Call it right off. Sometimes I'll do that, man. But I appreciate that clap for the brother right there. That correct me if you think I'm wrong. That's not a problem. I have no problem with that. I just wrote it down wrong. Simple as that. I knew the difference. But exactly right. Now, tha, ha, and ka. Okay. Let's see if we can find some more here. That's similar. That looks different, man. And of course, we did the other ones like I showed you, the ba and the ra. You know, they look alike, man. You know, you got to pay attention to them. Let's see. I used to think, I'm gonna tell you something that I used to get real mixed up. Let me show you. I used to get the tazah. The tazah. Let's put it over here for a second. The tazah right here, like right here, right there. That tazah, that is a Assyrian tazah, and I used to get that mixed up with the Assyrian I, and only because they look like a Y. And that's of course that's the I. And I used to get them mixed up because they look alike. Yeah, they sound nothing alike. That's a tazah, and that's a tazah. And here's another one. If you do the ending connector, tazah, that looks like that. Then another Y, and that's a tazah also. Tazah. Okay, so here's three that look alike. Tazah, I, and the tazah on the ending connector, hell, they look alike. You just gotta pay attention to them. You know, they look just alike, man. And there ain't nothing you can do about it because that's what they're gonna do. And I tell you in Assyrian, this is also this one right here. This is Assyrian. Okay. All of these are Assyrian. Am I right? No. Yeah. All these are Assyrian. All these are Assyrian. This one, and this one. They're all Assyrian. And these people get mixed up all the time. All the time. That club right there, that people, they get that mixed up. Matter of fact, let's differentiate that right there. Like that. Make a difference, all right? There's a difference right there. As a matter of fact, let's put the difference right here. That's the difference right there. And I'm taking the time to do this so you guys can see it. Because once you get it, and once you picture it in your mind, it makes this Hebrew chart characters a lot better for you. It makes it a whole lot different, man. You know, if you notice right here, this is what looks different. Just like that. That's what looks different when you look at these. One's got that space, man. One's got that space, and one got a club. You know, lock. All right. That's what it looks like. I mean, you know, so that's what you got to get used to. That means that when you're practicing the chart, you want to do it in order, of course, But pull these to the side and have special attention to these. The tha, the ha, and the ka. Pull them. We're doing a greater look at these characters so you'll understand it, man. So you'll understand when you put them into words, now they begin to come alive. Like, oh man, okay, all right, I got it. Because the only place you can learn this is in the Isupk under 1 West, under Commanding General Yohana. The only place you're going to learn this. Trust me, I know you cannot learn this anywhere else. I tried when I was a young man a long time ago. Not a long time ago. I'm saying a while back, before I got an Isupk. I'm saying to you that you ain't going to find what I'm teaching right here except in Isupk, man. And if they did, they'll stole it from us. I'm telling you, you ain't going to find it. So you might as well get here in the Isupk, if you're listening out there, under Commander General Yohana, and look what he's done for us, man, how we can understand. Clap it up, Commander General Yohana, okay? Clap it up, man, for teaching his brothers. He understands brotherhood. For teaching his people. For teaching his people the Hebrew language, man. For teaching us how to study the Bible. Teaching us what to eat. Teaching us what to put on our bodies, man. Teaching how our families can be put together, okay? That's right, clap it up. Teaching our families. Teaching our brothers. Teaching us brotherhood. Teaching our sisters sisterhood. Okay? Where the hell would you be? Lost is Christmas. Out there, decked the hall with balls of holly, whatever the hell they do. But Commander General Han, look at this. Shock of war. Look at that. Look, I understand what's on those reliefs out. I understand how to do Hebrew, Assyrian, and Paleo. Where you going to get that from but an Isupk, man? Because I know I have people, they check in here sometime, they say, man, thank you. Thank you. And I said, they got the bar. And they're not even in the school. Now, I encourage them to get in here. That's the reason why I said that. What I'm saying is that look what we know and look what we have to teach the world. But when it comes to teaching, you check in the class right here, in the official Isupk class. Don't go somewhere. I have a lot of times some sisters checking here, they're trying to learn, but they don't understand that you got to come in here and keep your damn mouth shut and learn what's up here. Okay, if you want to type something, type it. But don't get profane. Take your time. Like young man Kazio said, Lashawan, that's a God. And he's right. I just wrote it down. Hell, I do that sometimes. But the women here learn under the men. Learn what the hell you're doing before you get in here and try to go off half-cocked. But understand what Commander General Yohana has done for us, man. How else you going to learn the 12 tribes of Israel? How else you going to learn these words in here and understand the similarities? And how else you going to learn that? Because we, the blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians, the 12 tribes, we are the 12 tribes of Israel, man. Okay? Okay? That's what it is. And we know it's inside of us to teach this. It's inside of us to learn it. It's easy, As a matter of fact, I have more problems trying to pronounce the language that I was born under in America, for that matter, just being a citizen here, under this damn devil's language. But inside of me, the Most High has given us that's what he's given us, you see? And I learned that in Commander General Yohana. You got that, man. This is what we do. So check in the class, man. Don't be a fool to think that you can go and learn this anywhere else, man. Commander General Yohana on the Isupk. That's where you learn this, okay? All right? The one, yeah, very good. I appreciate you guys taking the class. So check. And now let's see how much time we got. I think we got. That's not a problem. Y'all keep studying and stay in class, man. Study, Okay, good. I guess we better we're gonna wrap this up here. Bible says, study to show yourself approved. A workman need not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth, the Bible says. And that's what you want to learn, man. You want to stay in class, Don't veer from that. You know, I don't care if you make a mistake. Hell, I made mistakes. But I faithfully, our teachers hung in there and said, come on, man, come on, let's get this together. And, you know, and look, see, young or old, it don't matter. You got to learn it, okay? So, we'll clap it up for class. Clap it up, man. I'm going to read some security announcement, all right? Security announcements. The Isupk. We are the Isupk, started off 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. The rule for the new brother and sister: when a brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. I appreciate that you guys clapping in class. That's encouragement for everybody, man. All right. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6 months period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 and 21. Malachi 3, 8, and 10. Means 10th in the Hebrew. My Asherah. You know, we're going to go with some Hebrew number systems here in a while. Not maybe next week or so, but we'll do that. 10% of every penny or increase, the Most High gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Okay, let me read that again. Means 10th in the Hebrew. Ma'asharah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. The priest fund, the free will offering for the priest. It's not mandatory, but whatsoever amount you would like, up holy convocations. We'll talk about that here. It's on the back. It is the Hakanaka. Okay, it's called the Feast of Dedication, Hakanaka. 25th day of the 9th month of the space of 18 days. Sunday, 28th November 2021, 8 days. Maccabees 4, 52 61. And then you saw some, get with your camp leader about the Passover coming up. I think it's going to be in Cocoa Beach, but get the details, okay? Slocky. Feast of Dedication, Hakanaka, 25th day of the 9th month by the space of 8 days. Sunday, 28th November 2021 for 8 days. First Maccabees 4, 52 and 61. All right? And then you're going to say, remind Akim and Akwaf. Okay? That's men and the women. Akim, that's plural. Yam. Akim, that's brothers, plural. All brothers. Okay? And Akwaf, that's the sisters. Okay? All right? To check in with the bulletin board. In the hallway, that's what we have over there. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black. Boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And we're going to do a salute to our brothers, okay? Barak, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai. It's like it. Ahmad and Shabbat. Imagine. Barak, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Barakatham. We're going to do a courtesy salute to the sisters. Imagine. Ahmad and Shabbat. Yahweh Shemai. Alathah Hashem Yahweh Shai, and for that we say Shalom.